Ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure to bring you a star in the making, I believe so, or if not, already a star. I'm very excited to talk to him. I've seen the first movie, so I'm very excited to see the second one. I haven't had the chance to go in and because literally, and this is no joke, there were no tickets. This whole week is booked on in Aotearoa in New Zealand. There are no tickets available for this movie. If you know what movie I'm talking about SHAZAM, right? Theory of the Gods. So I have the one and only Jovan Armand. Welcome, man. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
First of all, how are you? How's things over there? How's the weather? Is it good? Where you are right now?
Let's not get into the weather. I'm in sunny, or I guess not so sunny right now, but Southern California, or Los Angeles, it's raining like crazy, and I don't like
Well,
it.
don't mention rain to people in Aotearoa.
That's what I
I'll
was
give
gonna
you.
say. Like, this is probably nothing for y'all, but over here it's like, what? You've got potholes and stuff now.
That's pretty cool, man. So, well, going straight forward to this wonderful conversation, man. I have like thousands of questions, and I don't want to overwhelm you with all of them. But I think the first one, how do you feel about this uh, sensation or phenomena that Shazam has become?
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, I love the support that we're getting from the fans, everyone that has been in, my Twitter mentions and DMs and stuff, or like just in my comments and stuff, saying nothing but positive things about the film. Those of you that are, interacting with me and also the castmates and our postings and just, saying nothing but nice things, and it's honestly really it's cool to see, because there is a lot of hate out there in the world, but that bit of positivity from people it goes a long way, and I'm just happy that there's people out there that are enjoying the film, and yeah, just we're happy to be a part of this franchise.
That's awesome. And obviously, you have a lot of. I'm just going through your experience, and you have a lot of experience in TV and everything. But how does it from TV to movie, the big action? How does it feel that jump?
How does it, what, I'm sorry?
How do you felt with that jump from doing a lot of TV and a lot of most of the because I saw that you were in Shameless and Snowfall, Coyote, Hawaii Five O, all of these amazing TV shows, and now you're jumping into Shazam, which was an
Yeah.
amazing movie. I think personally, I'm a big superhero fan. So when I saw the movie Shazam, I was like, okay, well, it doesn't need to have all this special effects and CGI and super to create an amazing story. And I think it delivered. It delivered amazingly. So in your own words, how did you felt getting this opportunity, to jump into the big screen?
I mean, back in like 2017, when I first found out about being cast for Shazam, I mean, it was very surreal to get that phone call from my entire team, my lawyer, my agency, and my managers. It was very surreal. I was at a Costco and stuff, and I just remember running outside and just screaming out to the skies, just like, "Yes, Shazam!" and uh and yeah, it's just very surreal, and I'm very, grateful to be a part of this, because it is life changing. You meet these new people that are kind of, fans of the same thing that you are. I got my own fan base that also is into what I like, so that just makes it easier to talk to them.
And that's
Yeah.
the next question. What do you like to do? Like, what's a free day for Javan? Like, what do you do in your free
uh, Well, when I'm promoting movies, it's usually like writing music and stuff like that, or playing video games with some friends of mine that I've made along the way in my life and stuff, and going out to hang out with my friends at brunch and stuff, and just other things like that. Kickbacks, those are always chill. I like I like hanging out with friends, the camaraderie and stuff, and stuff that we didn't get to do over lockdown, but now we're free. And yeah, so mostly video games too, whenever like I have time. But just currently I haven't had too much time to play video games.
What kind of video
But
games do you like to play?
Probably like the new Call of Duty or GTA, stuff like that. Yeah.
Nice, nice. That's pretty cool. Nice, that's pretty cool, man. Now you mentioned music. I know, obviously, everybody that investigates about you knows that you have a musical part. What got you to go into that road of music? Like, why did you decide to create music, or is music being part of your life? How does this music goes into your life?
Well, I've always had a love for music. I used to play the violin in school, piano, flute. I tried my hand at the drums too. Guitar. I just didn't like guitar simply because of the way it made my hand look. But my favorite was probably the piano and the violin. So, music's always been a part of me. I've always loved listening to music on long car rides. Um, and when I was 16, 17, I believe, like a producer hit me up, or not a producer, artist hit me up and was like, yo, be in my music video, be the younger version of me. And I was like, yo, let's do it. I was in the video. The producer ended up liking my style and thinking that I was one of the artists, and I was an actor at that point. But then I ended up working with him for a little bit, and he kind of did some artist development, got me into the music side of things, and just gradually built confidence in my writing and my rap style and stuff, building my cadences and getting comfortable. And just over the years, I've progressed over and over. And I feel like right now I'm at a nice sweet spot where I feel like I enjoy doing the music, and I also like the outcome. I used to sometimes like a couple songs, and then I had some that I didn't like, but now I feel like I like most of my catalog. So
Nice,
yeah.
nice. Now, if you had the chance to perform or do a duet or create a fit song with some artist, who would you pick?
Well, I've been wanting to do a song with G-Eazy for like a good majority of my life, but I feel like right now, just my mindset, it'd be pretty fire to do a song with J. Cole. Like that'd be pretty hard.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice, nice. Is there a style that you want to go and follow, or do you want to create your own kind of personalized style of music that you want to, or is there like, okay, I just want to focus on this kind of genre and then maybe go into this one, but that's it?
Well, I'm open to a lot of things. Just primarily right now, my style and my writing style, everything is just kind of been surrounding, hip hop, kind of trap a bit of like reggaeton or like cumbia trap. I want to get into that for sure. Brushing up on my Spanish and trying to incorporate that in my lyrics and my songs a little bit more. Actually, my newest song that's gonna drop tomorrow. It's gonna be out tonight, is what I'm hearing too at like 10.
Nice. Say
It's
the
when I
name.
heard
Say the name.
remember from now
How do
for
we?
me.
What's the name of the song? Let's put it on everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm super happy with my new sound, and I hope the world is too, because I haven't dropped in like 2 years. So yeah.
Nice. That's pretty cool, man. Now, this is something that I find really interesting, man. That it's causing me a revelation or a surprise, because you're talking about hip hop, trap, cumbia, reggaeton, all of this genre that needs you need a lot of courage, to perform it, to do it, to write it, to sing it, to do all this kind of thing. People think that I was just nonsense, but it's not. You need to really know your thing, what you're doing. How does a guy that can do that can also be Pedro Peña? Like it just
uh,
doesn't, it just doesn't like they're completely apart.
yeah, I'd like to say that just has to do with my talent and stuff. I feel like plus I also understand Pedro Peña. I was a shy kid. I was very, introverted. I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't come up to people at all. And I still sometimes feel that way, but I've learned how to break out of it and use my anxiety and my nerves as kind of like fuel and energy to do what I need to do. And and all that and stuff. And I mean, for my field of work, you kind of can't really be shy and closed off. You kind of have to be in touch with your emotions and with yourself, and just be able to network, and also, be your biggest promoter and stuff. So it comes with time for sure. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say like when I first started, I was just like perfect. It doesn't work like that, you got to gradually get there and build your confidence, and have good people around you, mentors maybe, or teachers that kind of help you and guide you and stuff. And luckily I had good people around me on the way, and I'd like to say that I feel like I'm in a good position with my acting career.
Nice. That's pretty cool, man. Now, what would you tell the Pedro Peñas of the world? How can you overcome? Because you just mentioned, with the anxiety and all that. How can you
Yeah.
overcome or just get out of that shell that doesn't allow them to shine or expose themselves? What would be some advices that you would give that worked on you as well?
I'd say just kind of learn to love yourself a little more and be easy on yourself, just because there's a lot of hate and negativity in the world. So why add to it? Why not just be the opposite and be light and love? So, um, you know, I like to think that whatever we put out, we receive. So if you lead with love, then love will be received, and that's just kind of been my motto as of late. I feel like you treat people the way you want to be treated. Cliche as it is, that's usually how people treat you. So just be kind to yourself, and others will be kind to you. And if they're not, then just kind of brush it off and understand that they're in a dark place, and they might not have the love that you have, and that's probably what they're jealous of, or your confidence and stuff like that. People find any reason to hate. So at the end of the day, all you got is you, and obviously your support system. So just be your own support system if you don't have that extra support.
Wow, that's a pretty that's a pretty good advice. That's a pretty good advice, man. That's pretty good advice. Do you think that um, obviously your personal experience, do you transfer them into your characters, or do you try to just perform what they ask you to?
I do draw a lot from my own just life, mistakes, whatever it may be, or just things that happened in my life that were traumatic or whatever. And it does get a little crazy, especially like for like really dramatic scenes where you have to cry, you have to do it on the spot, back to back, take after take. I try to think of just really sad things or positions where I felt very emotional and sad, depending on what the vibe is. If it's like a funeral, somebody's passing and stuff, then I'll kind of draw from past funerals of family members and stuff. And that could also be very dark and hard to deal with. But luckily I have a good team around me that's very supportive. And if I ever feel like super, super sad, I'll look to them to like, hey, you need to get out of the house. Like I'm just, things are bad right now, something like that. So but I'd say you definitely have to be vulnerable. You have to also learn to not take your characters with you, and stuff like that, because there's some people that will harbor onto those characters' traits and kind of incorporate it, or it gets incorporated into their own lives.
Nice. Who do you consider your hero, or do you look up to in your career ahead?
Uh, there's a couple favorites I got right now, primarily Seth Rogen and Nicolas Cage. Pedro Pascal, obviously, he's doing amazing. And then there's just, they're really good at what they do, and I like their diversity in their roles, and how they're able to kind of put themselves into the atmosphere and into the character. There's just like a higher level of acting, and yeah, that's who I draw
Have you
inspiration
met
from.
them before?
No. I've met, like, I guess the closest celebrity I'd probably met Adam Sandler when I was a kid. I was in Jack and Jill. Not sure if you remember that movie, but I played like a little extra, just running around with my little soccer ball, um and then like I forget what the scene was, but I think they were like carrying Adam Sandler as Jill, and then like one of the kids sees up, it's like a terrible film, but sees up the skirt and gets scared, and everyone just starts running away because it's like a man dressed as a woman. But yeah, that's probably the biggest celebrity I've met in terms of like from like shows and movies I'm into, you know.
Nice. Now, you mentioned before you're looking into Spanish as well. How good is your Spanish?
A little bit, you know, I would say conversational, just because
Conversational?
yeah, because I grew up knowing Spanish or understanding Spanish because my grandmother would speak to me in Spanish when she was here, and I would speak back in English, and also my first language was Spanish according to my mom, and then, you know, when I started to be put in school, they didn't allow that, so I had to learn English, and that's kind of where it got lost and stuff, and now I'm trying to get back in touch with that and
Are
learn.
you taking classes or just trying to force yourself into the language?
Just kind of forcing myself to listen to you know, TV shows in Spanish and just, you know, try to dissect it. If I don't understand, I'll pause and Google the word, and also listening to music as well has helped. You know, there's some
Would
old
you plan
cumbias.
to do some music in Spanish as well? Like put out some only Spanish music, or would you just kind of like mix it up?
I feel like I'd want to gradually get into that, like just start off with like maybe some Spanglish records and then kind of go into like full Spanish if I feel like it's a comfortable feeling at the time. Just because, you know, when you do put out these songs, you're eventually gonna have to perform them, and you know,
Yeah.
if the if the verbiage isn't right when you're performing, it's a little harder to hide than in the studio, you know.
That's true. That's true. That's true. All right. I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. This is just whatever comes up to your mind. Just really fast 5 questions. Pretty simple. Just whatever your heart feels. All right.
Okay.
We're gonna start really easy. Favorite food?
Probably typhoon.
Thai food.
Yeah.
Wow, that threw me off guard. I thought you were gonna say something completely different. Thai food. Nice, nice. That's cool. That's cool. Um, favorite musician?
Um, at the moment, probably J. Cole.
J. Cole. Nice, nice. Favorite color?
Right.
Right. Right. So you do you wear a lot of red or just like the color?
I like the color and I do wear a lot of it, but I try to like not wear as much because I do wear it so much, you know.
Nice, nice,
But yeah.
nice. Favorite superhero?
The Flash.
The Flash. Nice, nice, nice. If you could be a superhero, who would you pick besides the Flash?
I guess Pedro Peña. But that's kind of cheating. Let me see. Another superhero. Hmm. Trying to think of like a good one. Can it be in the Flash universe or no?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, then I guess Jake Garrick, just because his hat's really cool, you know?
yeah. Nice, nice. Oh, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Now, going back to a little bit of the experience of this whole Shazam Theory of the Gods movie, I just read, I think it was last night, I read that it completely smashed the box office. So apparently, that's what they're saying, and I've only seen a lot of like good reviews of like people are like, oh my god, this is really interesting, this is really cool. How do you feel about all the changes that they're happening within the DC world universe at the moment? Do you think they're going to continue with the Shazam? Can it be something that they can continue by itself? Um, do
Oh,
you know
well,
anything about it?
no, no, not really. That all that kind of stuff is quite frankly out of my hands, but I would say for sure, you know, I'm hopeful. I feel like James Gunn appreciates the movies that we've already made, and you know, I feel like he's a fan of them, at least judging based off of my interaction with him at the premiere. And um, I would probably hope, you know, I'd hope at least that they do a third or a fourth or fifth or sixth. You know, I'm down, but you never really know. You know, it's up to them at the end of the day, and also I feel like it's up to the fans. You know, if the fans show up, show out, and go watch the movie, then leave a positive review. I feel like they'd kind of be a little more persuaded and feel like why not.
Now, do you get along with your counterpart, with your superhero part?
Yeah, DJ, he's super cool. Yeah, he's a cool guy, very chill.
Nice, nice, nice. Does he try to imitate you, or do you kind of like get together and pinpoint each other on how things are gonna work out?
Well, I know it's the same character, but there are kind of like slight differences, just simply because uh, Pedro Peña's superhero form is his like ideal like physique and just vibe. So he's gonna have a little slight confidence, but he's still, that shy, timid person on the inside and stuff. So um I would say I like his interpretation, and he definitely watches out to make sure that he's being continuity friendly or whatever, and making sure that he's got still the shyness that my character is, and how I portray the role. And I think it's a perfect fit. He does it amazingly. To be honest, he's kind of introverted too, in my opinion, just simply because the vibe I've gotten from him, and I am a natural introvert. I like to be, or at least fake like I'm an extrovert, but I like to be at home. I like to just chill. So yeah, I think we're kind of similar in the way that we portray the role, and yeah.
Ah, that's pretty cool. Now, would you ever like if you get the opportunity in the future to be part of maybe somewhere even a Marvel or jump into another DC character or something like that? Would you like to do that, or would you like to stay loyal to your character that you do?
If DC ever were to like kind of be in a position where they want me back or something, like let's say theoretically I have like a Marvel contract at my table and stuff, and then I'm gonna be doing that for the next 3 years, whatever, 5 years, and then DC says, "Hey, we want you for this." I would probably say that DC takes first priority, just simply because out of respect for who got me first, So that's just my personal thing, but I mean, I'm definitely open to working for other productions and stuff like that for sure.
Now, talking about working on other productions and everything, what would you like to explore in the future in your in based of your acting? Like, would you like to go into action, into drama? What are you where this Jovan Armand wants to go now?
I kind of like the action adventure style films, so I'd probably want to stick to that, or dive more into that. If anything, too, horror films. I like a bunch of horror films, and around Halloween, they're always the best things to watch. So I'm just like, why not be in a horror film so I can experience that? Because I've never, not even a short or nothing. So it'd be definitely cool to try it out.
Nice. Well, you heard people. Hit him up. Hit him up. Nice. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. And obviously, you already mentioned about the music. Have you ever thought in because a lot of artists do this when they do a movie, they do their own soundtrack. Would you like to do something like that? Like if you're in a movie, do the soundtrack for the movie or something like that? Or would you stick to your just own style?
I'd definitely be down for placing a song in a movie or a TV show. I've actually tried to figure out how I can do that, and I've tried in the past with certain projects. You know, definitely open to it, as well as video games, because I know a lot of games have music from different types of genres, from reggaeton, pop, reggae, everything. And I would say I feel like, my new music is in a position where it could lead into, maybe being in a TV show or a movie or stuff like that, maybe a game. Who knows? But I'm definitely down. That's for sure.
Nice, nice, nice. Would you create only music, or would you like to also include your voice? Because obviously you're a performer. So how about
Well, I don't really get into like producing in terms of like, making the beats and stuff, but I'm able to engineer myself to an extent. But I definitely would like to use my voice. Yeah.
nice? Nice. So, how do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully doing the same thing, you know, just acting, pursuing my career and you know, working, being busy and stuff like that. That's ideal for me. You know, I'm in a position right now where I still love it and I want to keep it going, you know?
Where would you like to travel to? Because I know you're based in the States, but would you like to move around? Obviously, if you have to move around for a movie, then you have to. But would you like to live in another place in the future, or would you like to stay around in the States?
I don't know. It might be cool to like live in like Texas or Atlanta or like Toronto, but I don't know how I would do in the cold or the tropical weather because I mean, I'm not used to it, but definitely somewhere in like the outskirts of a city or near a city just because I was born in the city. I'm a city kid, so that's what's natural to me.
Ah, okay. So definitely not a ranch.
No, and my mom's been trying to convince me like you should go to Oregon, and I'm like, no, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the closest, I guess, I mean, I don't know, Seattle's still a big like city, but I've even thought of Colorado, like Seattle area and stuff, and um, who knows?
Nice. Have you ever? Where is the coolest or weirdest place that you've ever had to work on the area?
Um, not too sure about weird. I guess maybe.
Or cool, maybe that you're like, oh my God, this place